Hi, it's Megan. So I'm doing another Get Ready With Me Victoria Beckham Estee Lauder Victoria Beckham collection, and that's why the camera is zoomed in so far. And at the end of the video, I will shut the camera off and zoom out, but this is going to be for a nighttime smoky eye look, and I'm going to be using the Charmed Emerald eye foil. So we're going to get to use the emerald. So in the last video I did kind of a daytime smoky look, and this is going to be a nighttime. So I'm going to link to the other video, and on the other video I kind of did like the whole contour thing. Here I already put the bronzer on. I'm going to skip blush for this. I am going to do the highlighter in Modern Mercury, just because I know that's the product that almost everybody bought. But for the nighttime I did a little bit heavier on the bronzer. Oh, I should have pulled my hair up. I meant to do that before I started this. Oops. There we go. It is not the Estee Lauder bronzer, and I felt like when I looked at the video that I shot for the daytime smoky eye, I thought the bronzer I used was a little bit too light, so I used a darker bronzer this time, and I also doubled up the bronzer. So I started with the Becca Bronzing Skin Perfector, which is a cream bronzer, because I didn't put powder on. So let me start at the beginning. I put on a foundation, and then I patted on the Bobbi Brown Extra Illuminating Moisture Balm, which is supposed to be the same, but we don't know for sure, as the Estee Lauder Victoria Beckham, what is it called, the Morning Aura Balm, or something, Morning Aura Cream, which is supposed to give you that dewy, luminous glow, slightly, I don't know, sweaty, whatever. So I dotted that on over the foundation, and I have a little concealer, and I skipped powder. So because I skipped powder and have dry skin, I didn't want to start bronzing just with a powder bronzer, because it would have been like, wow. So I started with the Becca first, and I just used a little brush like this to kind of go right under the cheekbones, and then I put a little of the powder over. And I used a darker one. The reason I'm not using it in the video is because it's an out of stock, done, like retired Urban Decay, but it is matte, and it's really important that there be a mix of matte in this whole collection, because there's a lot of shimmer. So the bronzer in the collection, which I have ordered but haven't gotten yet, is a matte bronzer from what I understand, and we're going to add shimmer elsewhere. So we're going to do this one now, and then we're going to do lips, and then we're going to do eyes. So Modern Mercury. So I use, and I have to look down some just because I have to find my brushes. I like to use just a small blush brush like this for my highlighters, and then I dot, I don't spread, I dot on the top of my cheekbones, and then I put kind of up here, which is what someone at Tom Ford showed me. Very light. Sometimes I'll put here, and in fact now we can, I didn't for the daytime look, a little here, then a little here, a little here, a little here. And then I'm going to build it up a little bit more so we get that dewy glow that they talk about. So it's going right on the cheekbones. And now I'm going to brush a little bit, since we're not using blush, almost as if we're putting a little bit of blush, because it does have a little color. So if you look at it, it's like a very pretty, oh, there's so many things. It is a very pretty kind of peachy glow, and highlighters never show up very well, I think, on camera. We could even probably build it up a little bit more, but since we're going to build it up a lot on the eyes, we're going to not do it there. Next, I'm going to do lips, just because, I don't know, I watch these Get Ready With Me videos, and everyone does the lips last, and I understand why, like, I get it, there's a reason, but you just look so silly the entire time. So this is the lip pencil. So this is $30. Modern Mercury was what, 65? 65. This is the pencil, it's 30. And did I write down how large it is? No. It is 0.042 ounces. Now what I thought was really interesting about this one, I almost didn't buy it. I went into Neiman Marcus and tried all the products, and I was like, wow, that's a really great pencil, but I thought, no, I don't ever use pencils, so why would I buy it? But then I found with the lipstick that the lipstick doesn't, that and the Black Myrrh don't wear the best. The rest of the collection really does, but I'm like, wow, you know, that lip pencil actually would be really great, and it is. It's like a matte brown nude, brown peach nude, and when you see my outdoor swatch, I did it after I did another product, so you can see little bits of sparkle on my wrist that I couldn't get off, and we'll get to that product, the eye foil, the gold, blonde gold. That is a product issue with the blonde gold, not this. This has no shimmer, it's a matte. So you can see how beautifully and creamy it applies. It really almost is like a lipstick, like a really creamy, creamy matte lipstick. I mean, look at that. It looks like a lipstick. It feels like a lipstick. It doesn't feel like a lip pencil. So I had originally thought, oh, I don't need to line my lips. But as I tried the other lip products, which have a little bit of sheerness to them, I thought, you know, actually I do want that. And I actually do really like the lipstick better using the pencil. And this is a twist up, which is really good because I'm going to go through these really fast since I'm using them as like a lipstick. It's a twist up and it wears a good 2+ hours, no creasing, whatever on me. So I actually, it's one of my favorite things. Well, that's kind of, I don't know, this collection is kind of like that, it seems. I haven't tried everything yet because, like I said, some stuff is still in the mail. But a lot of like the basic products are just really great basics, which is why I think they're selling out so fast. So now I have a lip gloss. Lip gloss was $36, and this color is called Moroccan Heat, and it is 0.07 ounce, and it is a peachy orange. It has a cream undertone, and it has a slight yellowness to it. So there it is swatched. The light's hitting it. You can see how the light changes it. So I really love this combination, the two. This adds like a real sheen. And this has it's got a lot of color. It reminds me of an Illamasqua gloss in that it does have a lot more color. It's got a creamy undertone to it. It's kind of light to medium. So this is darkening it when you have the pencil under it. And it's definitely a warmer color. So I felt like a lot of the face products and the lip products, I mean not the lip products, the eye products kind of varied between warm and cool. Like I feel like Modern Mercury can be worn by cool tone people and warm tone people. The lip products though definitely are leaning a little bit warmer. And that's where I've had an issue with blush, so I'm not even doing blush for this look. The collection doesn't have one, so I don't think I need to. And I actually don't think I need to. So there you can see how warm toned those, and Modern Mercury is a little warm toned. It's not showing up so great, but it's not super warm. It's not as warm as the lips are, so that might be a problem for some people. I also, the packaging on this, yes, it's kind of annoying. I mean, it's really pretty. Look how pretty it is. It's so sleek and pretty. But then you've got the brush, which, okay, yes, the brush is a really nice one and it does apply really well, but you got to keep clicking and it's slow to come out. So the packaging is fine. It's annoying, but it's fine. But overall, I really do actually like it. I didn't have problems with bunching, bleeding, kind of going into my lip lines or all that, but other people I've heard feel differently. So I really like the gloss. It does have a scent to it. I have so much perfume on because I'm going to do a perfume review after. It's kind of like a sweet, I can't smell it on my wrist. I was trying over and over to smell it, but all I smell is my perfume. It has like a little sweet, fruity kind of scent to it. It doesn't taste like anything, and it wears, you know, it's a gloss. It wears about an hour on me, but when I have the pencil on underneath, it doesn't matter. Okay, now we're going to get to the eyes, which was the exciting part about this one. So I have not been using the Estee Lauder eye pencil because I didn't get it, although I have ordered it. So there'll be another video coming. But what I'm going to do, and I lost my little Kleenex, I'm going to put first another, it's an Etude House flesh colored eyeliner on the lower waterline, and then I'm going to put a black on the upper waterline. And from what I understand about this pencil in the collection, it is a kajal, so it's much smudgier. I have been using, I broke my main kajal, which I love, and I'm going to replace it. So I use either the YSL or the Terry Mugler, and I broke the one I'd been using. So I've been using my Laura Mercier instead, and the Laura Mercier is good. It's more like a creamy eye pencil than like a kajal. So I'm also going to bring in the Le Crayon Kohl from Lancome just to mix the two up. I prefer the kajal texture. I like the smudgy sootiness of it to kind of the creamy pencil stuff, but both work really well. And I'm only going to put most of the black at the end because the green can be worn with the black or without, so we're going to do it without and then with. But I do want to put some black on the upper waterline because that makes a huge difference in my opinion on how it looks. And putting the flesh colored liner on the lower waterline is supposed to brighten up your eyes, make you look younger, and then less delicately it gets rid of whatever red there is there. So you can see right now my face has color, but it's kind of subtle color. And so this is just going on the upper waterline. And putting it here also makes a lot of the softer kajals or Kohls or even the creamy eye pencils, they tend to bleed a lot. And so putting it there, we're going to get less bleeding. At the very end, I'm going to put the black here also on top of it. The Etude House isn't such a heavy pencil that it won't work. The thing with smoky eyes is that you want to make sure that you get that inner corner to be black. You want continuity of the black, and then you also want to get black on the upper waterline and into the lashes so that you don't have like a white line somewhere. So since I've been using the Laura Mercier, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier. And it's a fine pencil. It's just, it's not my favorite. I've also tried the loose Guerlain, and it's really pretty on. It's a really pretty effect, but it's really hard to do without making a mess. So I'm not going to do it on camera. So you're not supposed to do what I'm doing with the kajal. You're supposed to do it on the side like that, but I'm cheating just because it's easier. Alright, so a lot of people do that last. I like to do it first, and then we want to get that inner corner. And you can already start smudging a little bit. What really impressed me, so we're getting a little black, what really impressed me a lot about the Charred Emerald was that it's got this really beautiful smoky black undertone to it. So these are $45. The eye foils, no, eye metals. Eye foils are the liquid. They're supposed to be a rich color powder eyeshadow, $45 for 0.1 ounce. And they're densely pigmented, and they can be worn alone, layered. They can be used wet or dry, and there are 2 shades. So in the other video, I had done the Bitter Clove, and this is the Charred Emerald. So this is a deep blackened teal. It's got kind of coolish undertones, and it's got a real sheen to it. So when I was at Neiman Marcus trying the whole collection, this is what it looks like. We were trying to match this color because I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. And so if you take the black myrrh and then you put some of the green from the eyeshadow palette and a little bit of the blue, which is why I know it's teal, not green. You need the blue, otherwise you don't match the color. And then put a little bit more black, you will get a similar color. So this is what it looks like. And it's got the shimmer to it. And this wears beautifully. On me, it wears forever. So you can see that's one swatch. It's super, super, super pigmented, and you can see how blackened it is. In the other video, I had said that to apply these, I'm having to use, I'm finding all my little brushes, I'm having to use mostly round brushes. I'm using smaller brushes to kind of get it perfect, but a lot of like the flat eyeshadow brushes just aren't working for me with these. I'm using ones that are round. And I've got a whole bunch of different sizes, so you can see how I am able to get it on. So first, I'm using a bigger one because I am going to be building it up. And you can see how darkly it pigmented it is. Just even, like, I just dotted it and I still got all this color. And the reason I needed that Kleenex was exactly what you just saw. So we're gonna have some issues here. I may have to turn off the camera and get the Kleenex, we'll see. It was actually a wipe, so it's wet. So you can very carefully wear this much lighter and much sheer. Believe me, this is like, it looks like it's super dark. I am using like the lightest hand. And so you want to put it on the lid and up into the crease. Like that. And on this eye, it looks a little patchy. That's not the, that's actually the person, not the powder. I'm kind of patting it on and then smudging it and putting it into the crease. But you can see how easily it applies. Like, it's always harder to do it on camera, in my opinion. And you can see it's just, it's almost flawless, almost idiot proof. Now you can use some sort of a transition shade, but I don't really think, I don't. I mean, the whole point is you're doing a smoky eye, you're not trying to make it look subtle. Now I'm using a small one, and I'm just going to go into the corner. My kajal has already bled, despite my using. So we're just going to give up on that, by the way. The black is already on my lower waterline. And now I'm using this one to make sure that I'm getting right in the corners. I have an issue with watery outer eyes. I don't know why my eyes water there, but they do. So I have to be really careful to apply in the corner, and I almost need to build it up. And then I'm coming in and just making sure that my edges are perfect. For some reason I had a harder time on this side than I did on the other side, so just trying to perfect it. And since it is so dark, I use my finger to smudge, just because it smudges better in my opinion than the brushes do. Well, we've got a little bit of a mess over there. It happens. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting it into the lower lash line, and we'll clean it up in a second. All the way in, and then just in the inner corner of the eye. And so with a smoky eye, you want to make sure you're getting the whole eye. And then again, building it up in the outer corner. I think the biggest mistake people make with smoky eyes, besides not making sure that there's continuity of the black up here, is just not putting enough on the lower eye. And I'm not going to build it up super high, super heavy, but you can sometimes see, especially like in music videos, they really will build it up a lot so that there's just like a thick, 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 smoky, dark color underneath. And so you can see this is with almost no black. It's still just a really blackened emerald kind of color. Now, I am not going to build it up more, but you can. I'm just going to perfect what we have. So let's, at this point, since we've lost the battle of the black, let's just take a black and make it consistent on the lower waterline. And so what I'm doing now is, you can't see because it's too far away, but there's a little bit of white still in my lashes. So I'm making sure that there's no white and getting that black. The other trick with smoky eyes is that you are adding and then you build up. You never want to put too much on at first because you want to blend. That's the whole thing with smoky eyes. You're blending, blending, blending. And where's my little brush? I've got all these little brushes that we're going to be pulling out now. So someone, because someone always does, is going to say, you did it all wrong. You know what? This is how I do it. And I actually learned from an Urban Decay little booklet that they had in a palette a long time ago. So now I'm making sure, like I said, because my eye's right here, water, and then I went in to Tom Ford and had them show me some more. And now I'm just making sure that it's even. Now this is going to be too much for some people. Some people are going to really want to like have it a little bit more subtle, and you can. Not so easily with this, but you can see it doesn't like sheer out super easily, but if you're super careful and apply really lightly, you can get just a light wash of color. But since we're doing it for a video and you want to see it, I'm not going to blend it out too much such that it's really light. I'm going to blend it out so that it looks good and doesn't look like I've got like patchy, blotchy, whatever, but we're not going to blend it out super light. And I do not, like I said, use any kind of transition shade or even mostly a highlight. I put a little tiny bit of the Modern Mercury right now, but I typically have not been doing that. And I've been playing with this look a lot because it's so pretty. So now again here, I'm making sure that we're going way up in the crease and just kind of layering. And then you want to go into the inner corner. Again, you don't want the white around the edges of the eyes. And I'm going to take a smaller brush because that one's not being precise enough. It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny little brush. And then I'm getting just the inner. Okay, we need to blend that a little. We're almost done with the green, and then we'll start playing with some other colors and some black. Oh, that was pretty. My fingers are all covered in black. I'm going to turn this off for 1 minute. Okay, one thing I did while I was off camera is I was having a lot of problems right here with just a little bit of bleeding. The color wasn't sticking. So I took a tiny little brush like this, flat. This is a flat one, but it's very precise. And so I just went in and I filled that. The other thing I did is I took a blending brush and just blended the colors in a little bit more so that it looks even. So I'm going to leave the green like this. You can keep building it up, and especially, where's my little brush? Oh, there's so many brushes. Especially with this smaller round brush, you can keep building it up under here. But since I'm going to bring in some black, I'm going to stop right now. And then once you blend, you also want to just even out. You know, you blend away, basically, with the smoky eye, you blend away. And then we could put another layer of green on, but I'm going to bring in the black instead. Just to give it a different look. So you can see, actually, what we're going to do, just for fun, is we're actually going to put the mascara on now. So you can just see the green smoky eye before we add the black and the gold. Usually you put the mascara on last, but we're going to do it. So this is a Chanel mascara, and I'll give you the name in a minute. And so I'm putting first on the lower, then on the tips of the upper. It's the Chanel Noir Kohl mascara. So this is one of those long lash, smoky kind of looks. And just lightly on the lower lashes. And then we'll really quickly do the other side. And then I go back in. Wow, that's a lot of color on the eye. And when I went into Neiman Marcus, they said, just do this. Don't, you know, don't add the black. We're going to add a little black just because we want to. So then I'm taking the Black Myrrh eye foil. This is one of the two products, like I said, that just, I have some issues with wear time on. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to do a swatch too. Just one little swipe. This is a shimmery black, super pigmented. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm taking this teeny, teeny, teeny brush, and I'm just going to brush it into, I need a different, I didn't take the little thing, the protective cover off of that one. I can't see a thing. I'm just going to take this and brush it into the lashes. And yes, it's harder with the mascara, but it's possible. So I'm going to start on this eye. So I'm just going into the lashes. Actually, it's not that easy. I thought it was going to be easier to do. This is such thick mascara. Oops. Yeah, I may not be able to do it so well. Just dot it in. Well, that was a dumb idea. We're gonna just do very light with the black. So the lesson is, if you want to add more black, don't put the mascara on first. And then I'm going to put it in the outer corner a little bit too. I mean, it's fine. I wasn't going to put a lot of black on. And then make sure you're getting in that inner corner. And then we'll do a little bit here. This is why you don't make last minute substitutions. So what we're just trying to do is just add a little bit of black eyeliner. But with a sparkly, shimmery black that blends. Okay, that'll give you the idea. So that might be too much black for some people. You can smudge it away a little bit if you want. We have the most fun step next. And then I'm going to, you can smudge it away a little bit so you get a little bit more of a smudgy look, which is actually prettier. And if you don't want quite so much of a black look underneath, then you can use a different color eye pencil on the lower waterline, like a green or something, and it won't be quite as bad. Okay, now comes the most fun part. This is what I've been waiting for the entire time. The eye foil. So this is $36, and it comes in 2 shades. There's like a black one, and then I have the gold, the blonde gold, and it's supposed to be high shine and give a liquid metal or vinyl-like effect. And this is, what else do they say? Shimmering pearl pigments that look like flecks of gold in an ivory hue. It is ivory hued, so it comes like this. This is a very difficult product to use. It comes like this, and then, let's swatch it. It's even hard to swatch effectively. Okay, so it looks ivory, and then you blend it out, and it looks gold. So I had originally thought that the original, I don't know, I think it's light, that's why I have the swatches outside, it's pretty light. I thought the original pictures, the promotional pictures for this collection had used the bitter clove on the eye to get that kind of gold sort of look, but it's this product. And I cannot very effectively apply this from this applicator. I have used it to line my lower eyes, and it's really pretty, so that works. But applying it on my eye, I then have to really quickly blend with my finger or a brush. So if I dot it on, and I'm going to dot it on my cheeks in a minute, but if I dot it on, then I can use a finger. But if I want a little bit heavier coverage, then I really do need to use a brush. It's very thin, and it dries not super fast, but once it dries, it doesn't budge. And with the bitter clove and this right here, I did the rest of my eyes, my face first, but you probably can't see as much as I can. I've got little bits of fallout. This and the bitter, the emerald have little bits of fallout if you're not careful. So you kind of need to clean up after. So what I'm going to do is this is again, my little round brush, and it is not super dense, so it's going to blot. And so I put some on the back of my hand, and now I'm going to blot some of this gold on top. And you do have to be really careful and move somewhat quickly, because once it sets, it's not going anywhere. And so I've just put some on the eye, but I'm going to put some elsewhere too. So I need to take some, again, out and blot it because it does dry. And then we are going to, so it's on the back of my hand, we're going to put more. And this is one of the type of products you want to build up. You don't want to just come in with a really heavy hand because, like I said, once it sets, it's there. And it can set a little patchy. And so they use it, we're going to use a smaller brush, take some more out. They use it, see, you can see it's setting. They use it in the inner eye. And so you're going to want just a brush that gets exactly, I'm using a bigger brush just because it does set so quickly when you're using just a little bit. And so I want to get it on faster, so I want a bigger brush. And then they kind of put a lot of the gold under the eye, in the inner corner of the eye. Okay, I don't know if you can see. And if it looks like it's not a perfect application, it's not a perfect application. It's really hard to apply. And so it's totally worth it, but it's a really hard product to apply. And now if I just take a little bit and dot it on the cheeks, I don't know how well it shows up on camera. Does it show? Those gold flecks. Well, you can see my hand. So you can build it up. I tried to build it up, but on my eye, it was really pretty. It looked like lots of gold flecks. I think it's prettier dotted on. Yeah, this is not budging. I mean, not even at all. That's what's so cool about it. It just does not budge. I'm just gonna sit here and play with it. Now I'm gonna take a little bit and just dot it on my cheeks. And I wouldn't really do this very often unless I was like, I don't know, maybe if I was going to some crazy festival, which I don't really do at my age. I probably should, but I don't. You can see kind of the gold. There you go. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see kind of what it looks like, not so close. Okay, if you want to see it a little bit less like zoomed in, this is what it looks like. I still have my hair up just because, and I went and looked in the mirror, and there's like gold all over my face and all over my eyes and everything. I don't know if you can see. So with this, if you're going to use the eye foil, you definitely should do like your foundation and everything else last, because it's so much glow. Like even little bits and pieces that I have on my cheek don't show up to me on the camera, but in front of the mirror, it's like, wow, that glows. So you have to make sure you want that glow too. Thanks for watching. If you have comments, suggestions, have a favorite product from the collection, I'd love to hear. And then also, like I said, if you want to build it up under, and you can build it up darker on the eye too. I just didn't. Thanks for watching.